the night, bump in the night. Did you hear a bump in the night, bump in the night, bump in the night, bump in the night, bump in the night. Did you hear a bump in the night, bump in the night, bump in the night.
I like that. That's fun.
You chose the right pictures. While you were presenting me, I think you made a perfect selection on those pictures.
Yeah.
Although the first one that you showed was a bit outdated.
Yeah, I was just going through some. I love the little GIF for that. That's why I had to use that.
Oh, it's okay. Use it as many times as you want. That's one of the things I'm most proud of. What happened was that I was experimenting. I'm very, very techno challenged, so I was wondering how GIFs can be made, and I was going through my phone, and I discovered, how a GIF can be made. So I just took those two pictures and put them together, and then voila.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're here with Jerry Pietrala. Did I say that right?
You did, yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
And everybody knows Phil.
Hey.
What up, all?
That kind of like froze up right when we went into the intro. That's why I didn't know if you guys heard me or not. But
Nope, not at all, man. We always have some level of difficulty whenever we're doing these.
the reception
Sometimes.
down. I'm down in the basement, so the reception down here ain't the greatest.
One of the reasons why I'm so techno challenged.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself there, Jerry?
Well, what would you like to know?
Just some of your interests, hobbies, what you do for a living, stuff like that, I guess.
Okay. Well, as in order to pay my rent and bills, I work for a company called Permacast Grinding Metal, and I'm also a part-time actor for independent films. And being an actor and singer is my biggest passion. So I finally have an established reputation in the Pittsburgh film communities as well as online. And I've been working in the Pittsburgh independent film community for about, I would say, almost 13 years now.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome, man. Very, very cool. How what got you into the whole art of being an actor? What got you in it?
Well, I always knew from like a very, very young age that performing was my calling, but it took other people to help me realize how much of a passion I had for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so so I finally what started out was I started playing violin lessons when I was 6, and then I started singing when I was 7, and I finally started acting whenever I was 13, and I've been doing as many things as I can ever since.
That's awesome, man. What if you don't mind me asking, what role are you most proud of that you have on your resume that you've done so far?
Very tough question. I mean, there are lots of things that I'm most proud of, and things that I'd rather forget. But one of the things that I think deserves as much promotion as possible is an independent comedy feature called Craig Quits His Day Job. Have you heard the name?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, it can be viewed for free on YouTube, and it's a very unusual and offbeat comedy about a guy who's fed up with his job, so he decides to quit and decides to form not a company, but a group or an organization for quitters. And I'm one of the guys who joins the quitting the quitting organization.
I have to check that out for sure. That'd be cool.
Sure, absolutely. And I also performed in a movie called Forgiving God. I was only featured in one scene. I play a camp counselor, and one of the things that's notable about that movie is Dean Cain is in it. So I share a credit with somebody who's somebody who has an attachable name, but unfortunately he doesn't know that yet. We're not, he and I are not in any scenes together. So
Okay. You also play the violin too, right?
yes, that's right.
That's cool.
Well, that's amazing, dude. That's a tough instrument too, man.
Not exactly. Once you practice and get the hang of it, everything will work out fine. But it does take a lot of practice.
How long have you been playing?
Well, I haven't really been practicing very much. Well, I don't really practice at all as of right now. But I started taking lessons when I was 6.
Okay.
That's awesome, man.
So yeah, I'm a multi-talented guy.
All these talents you have, man, I'm sure it's tough to kind of incorporate that, especially having a full-time day job too.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody how we met?
I believe that. Well, I already explained before we went on the air how I met Phil. Like I said before, I met Phil at a film networking event many years ago, and then after that, our paths crossed again while the filming of the Carver House was made, and that was the first time I met you, Sean.
Mm.
I mean, that's what I can remember. So if you have any other a different memory, please correct me.
No, that's the first time I met you for sure.
Oh, that is awesome. Did you have fun on the Carver set, Jerry?
Yes, absolutely.
That's fantastic.
The writers and producers and directors said that they might get inspired to write a prequel which features my character and how that character came about, because this character keeps haunting a certain girl who's part of the paranormal investigation group.
Oh, that's actually
Is that the first horror film you've been in?
Hell no.
Oh man, would that happen to be your favorite genre that you've been in so far when it comes to film?
I can't really say that I have a particularly favorite genre, but I'd like to do some more comedy, and I'd like to do a little more drama.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
I gotta be honest with you that the horror genre is done to death, and there are times when I do get tired of that genre, but if something that looks like a nice opportunity that's related to horror, comes around, I'll jump to it and say, hey, I'm interested.
Yeah, I always wanted to play like the main killer or whatever, which, I did fill in. I don't know. Were you there at the days that I filled in a couple times?
Are you talking about the Carver House?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
When Brian couldn't make it or whatever, I filled in a couple like scenes from a distance or whatever. I actually got to kill, what's that guy's name? The blonde haired kid with the mullet. I can't remember what his name is. I got to kill him then. So that was kind of cool.
I might have been on the set, but I don't think I was in the same room to witness the film.
Okay.
Damn it,
I had to work that day too. Oh, that drives me crazy.
That was fun.
It was
man.
a lot of fun. Hopefully, we'll get some more updates on what the whereabouts of that film will be, because people are pretty anxious to see the finished product.
Yeah, I still talk to Ron. I don't know if you knew or not, Jerry, but I used to rap. That's how I know Ron.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so like he asked me to do a song for the soundtrack. So I actually came out of retirement for the soundtrack.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good. I've always wanted to not just act for a film project, but record songs for soundtracks that I'm acting in, or soundtracks that I'm not even an actor for.
Mm.
And in the subject of singing, that's what I'd like to do: be a soundtrack singer, and maybe even record some albums for some small independent labels. But I don't think that I have a big enough of a talent for like a major record label. But I wouldn't mind doing independent labels.
Well, I know you do like a lot of karaoke in that, right?
Yes, very much so. And I practice singing a lot.
I was gonna say, man, I've seen some of your videos you posted on Facebook. I'm like, he's good. He is good.
Thank you.
You're
Are
welcome.
there any specific
Give him
specific
a request,
performances-
Phil.
Oh
are there any
man.
specific performances you can remember? Any specific
Oh.
songs?
I think one of the Christmas tunes you did a couple days ago. Well, not a couple days ago. This is probably back whenever Christmas was still around.
So maybe like two weeks ago or so.
Yeah, I think that was what it was. It was. I think one of your buddies was recording or something like that. I think you were like dressed in all black and you were in the living room or whatever, and you were like snapping your fingers, kind of thing. And
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
dude, it was good.
The figure snapping, I do that all the time. And the song that you're thinking of is called "A Marshmallow World."
Yes, that was it, and that was good. I think the one thing that really impressed me too, you were very like relaxed. It was like, yeah, this is me, this is what I do, and you just have a very good voice. It was really,
Thank you.
really. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's just, and that's one thing too. Like, it's like with Sean, rapping and stuff. He has a fantastic voice as well, and I've always
Oh no
admired.
doubt.
Oh,
Thanks.
oh yeah, absolutely. I always admire people who can actually do that too, especially like you don't have. I mean, do you ever get nervous though whenever you're singing in front of people? Whenever
Yes.
you do it? Yeah.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, yes, I do.
Yeah. And I think that like that nervousness can kind of come and go. It's like once you actually start that first song, you get a little bit more, relaxed a little bit. But it's always that first step. You're like, oh crap, I'm gonna screw this up.
Say, are you guys familiar with A Marshmallow World?
Mm-mm.
I'm not. No.
Okay.
I think I've heard it.
Okay, that song's been around since the 1940s, and it seems like every single person that I talk to will always say, "I don't think I know that. I don't think I know that song." Whenever I bring it up, but when I start singing a couple of lyric lines, a few of them will say, "Oh yeah, I do know that song. I have heard it before." And so, as a result of that, that song has become somewhat of a personal trademark for me.
Yeah.
And so far, several people have said to me, "I will now always think of you when I hear that song from now on."
Oh man. And how who sang that song originally? You may have mentioned it. I can't remember.
Yeah. It was a hit for Bing Crosby, and then later it was covered. It was covered by Dean Martin, Brenda Lee, and Darlene Love.
Oh, that's cool.
It was Darlene Love's version that inspired me to learn it.
Now what you're gonna have to do is have a duet with Sean. You're gonna sing. He's gonna rap. That'd be the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Phil will beatbox.
You don't want to hear me beatbox, right?
I just thought of something. This is what a lot of music artists do. How about if you can find somebody to actually write a song, and then I could be the primary singer, and then Sean could be like the featured rapper, like so many other artists do.
I like that. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It would have to be like an edgier song. I don't know why it's just. Oh, well, you know what? It could be like really. I mean, holiday-ish, whatever you guys want to do. That'd be cool.
Is there any like specific genre of music you like, Jerry?
I like movie themes. I like pop standards. I like jazz. I like a little bit of soul, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of alternative. I don't like the genre of country music, but there are certain country songs that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like how you mentioned jazz. Jazz is one of my favorite rock genres out there. It's super violent. And I can agree with the whole country thing too, man. It's like some of the artists are kind of.
Phil, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, got the thing too far. That's cool though. Yeah, genre or country's kind of hit or miss, but
Exactly.
It's the fan base, folks.
Exactly.
Well, I've been to like hip hop concerts and I've been to country concerts, and the country concerts are way more rowdier than the hip hop concerts are.
Oh yeah.
Even
It's
like
funny.
metal concerts and that too. Like, I'd be more scared of the country concert, at least like a fight wise. There's always fights at country concerts.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been to actually me and Sean went to go see Tech Nine, and that was probably the most chill, bunch of people I've ever met. And of course, he said metal shows, and they're very respectful, and very rarely do you see something happen.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking Jerry to a metal show.
It's funny how you mentioned that, because I never really thought of like a country music concert as being rowdy at first, but then I remembered something that happened several years ago, and that was when fans completely trashed the establishment where Kenny Chesney was performing. I just, whenever you said that, I kind of found that hard to believe, but then I remembered what happened at the Kenny Chesney concert. Then I said, I see their point.
Well, that's like I went to Toby Keith out at Star Lake, or whatever the hell you want to call it these days. And two of my friends actually got in a fist fight and got arrested out there. They were both drunk because everybody's drunk tailgating, and then stuff starts happening. But
and I never understood that too. It's like you get completely wasted even before the show starts. I'm like, why the hell? I guess it's just an excuse just to get drunk.
Well, you don't want to buy the drinks in the place, man. They charge like $20 for a beer in there.
Oh, it's awful, man. It's crazy. And yeah, you guys probably even saw the photos. Like there was like no actual visible parking lot in the parking lot of where it got trashed. It was like pieces of trash every single square inch of that place.
I remember seeing some pictures of that.
Dude, it was bad. I'm like, you guys have to be ashamed of yourselves. Like literally.
I don't understand why people would do shit like that.
Oh, dude. That's why I'm very particular with going to certain shows. I mean, I've even seen like in metal shows where people get freaking annihilated and then they get taken out in stretchers for like alcohol poisoning. I'm like, you came here to see some heavy metal and you're getting trashed. You're not going to remember anything.
Yeah, I don't understand why people do that.
I don't know.
I mean, we come to listen to watch them perform and see the music. I mean, what? I mean, not to party.
Right.
Well, that's like Phil. Did I ever tell you that story? I think it was Newfound Glory, maybe. You know my buddy Beans, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he went to whatever show it was that he went to. I think that's what it was, and it was me and I think Crack was living with me at the time. My buddy Crack, and they dropped Beans off at my house because he got wasted and he got kicked out.
Oh,
so he passed out on my floor. And I remember, Down with the Sickness, that song.
Yeah.
And like at the beginning, it's like, ooh, wah, like during that part, like he put his head up and was like, ooh, wah, and then put his head back down and went back to sleep. But like, we so messed with him. Like I like shaved part of his head. I put mustard on him. I drew like X all over him.
Oh shit! Oh, I can see you doing that too.
But yeah, he learned his lesson not to come to my house and just pass out again.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's why you gotta pace yourself. And if you get to that line, you should probably stop because you don't want to end up like his buddy. It's so fun.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about me doing that. I'm a very responsible drinker. If I could sense myself, getting dizzy or feeling unusual in any sort of way, I actually say to myself, I think I better stop right now.
Are you a lightweight too, man?
I guess you could say that.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, when it comes to drinking, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm not really a drinker, but if I'm at a place where I'm encouraged to drink, I do act responsible as possible.
Oh, good, awesome, man. Yeah, it's. I know a lot of friends who don't act responsible, and I figured, well, I should probably join in on the irresponsibility, but usually it stops after a while.
I think now that I'm older, I'm more responsible than I was. Like I don't drink as much as I used to or nothing, but back in my 20s, yeah.
Yeah, we were even like talking about having like one episode where myself and his brother just get drunk and we can, just doing this whole thing. This would be the funniest shit ever.
Well, that was the last time I drank was over my brother's for that party or whatever we had.
That's fun, man. Now, Jerry, since you like to sing, are you a concert goer? Do you go to many shows as a guest, or do you prefer to just perform in front of people?
I've attended concerts here and there, but I don't really attend as many concerts as most people do.
Yeah, that's cool though.
I do once in a while.
Nice. What was the last concert you've been to?
It was a concert for local artists. Jessica Bella was performing, and I went there. I believe it was about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. But it was just a small venue, nothing to really get excited about.
Oh, that's cool. Was it fun?
Yes, very much so.
That's amazing. Never heard of her. I have no idea what the hell she even sings.
Yeah, she's a local music artist.
Oh, I tell you what, I love the local artists, guys. Like there's a lot of hidden talent out there that goes unrecognized.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah,
back when I did music, that's probably went to more local shows than anything else.
Yeah, I was just going to say Pittsburgh is bursting with talent, but the problem is, it seems like well, I can't speak for everybody, but it seems like nobody's really sure to market themselves without spending an arm and a leg of their own money, and
Mhm.
that's exactly the kind of thing that I always worry about.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, that everybody in the filmmaking communities in Pittsburgh, I mean, everybody, we're all passionate about the work we do, but the trouble is, it just seems like we're not really sure just how the hell to market it and get it out there. And I always say that Pittsburgh desperately needs a film distribution company.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wouldn't
sure.
mind trying to get into that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that could come about, but we need distribution badly.
Mhm. You would think with all the stuff that's filmed here that they would have one too.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's one thing I learned from music though, is like about promotion and merchandising and all that stuff. Because I mean, Phil knows I do all that stuff for the paranormal group.
Oh yeah.
So it's good to like that, and between being on stage, like gives you a confidence to be able to do stuff. Like if we go and speak at an event or something, like I have the confidence to go up there and speak. Like
Right.
even doing this podcast, just talking to people, stuff like that. Like it builds your confidence, which is good.
Absolutely, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't get as many opportunities to do interviews like this, and I'd like to get more experience. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, I'm not the best speaker in the world.
Oh, no.
I do tend to stutter a bit because I always seem to never really be sure of what the right things to say are. So
Right.
I want to try to have as many interviews like this as possible, so I can get as much experience.
Yeah, I mean, my advice would be just don't overthink it. Just
Yeah.
say whatever's natural.
Exactly. And we like to keep it to we just like to talk. We don't have we do ask questions and stuff, but we like to keep it very traditional. It's like, let's make this as organic as possible and just hang out, and actually it's funny. A couple episodes ago, we were interviewing one of our paranormal friends. Her name is Mary Conti. She's awesome.
Oh, cool.
And she had to go extra earlier because her baby was crying, and so I think she was on. Newborn. Yeah, I think she was on the actual podcast for Sean, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. So me and Sean just bullshitted the whole time and just talked about stuff, and we were asking those questions. It was actually really cool, and we even had a segment whenever we were at the Carnegie Homestead Library of Homestead, where we were having some technical issues, but we made it work out. We just had people coming and go, and it's hey, you want to hang out, talk for a little bit, It was fun, This makes it more interesting than just being the mundane kind of A, B, C, D kind of thing. I mean, we could do that, but
yeah, the more you get out there and network with people, the easier it is.
Exactly. The more networking, the better.
Have you been on many podcasts, or is this still kind of fresh for you?
I did appear on let me think. I can only think of two podcasts that I've been on so far, and that was with Max Sherrill, and the other was with Michael Ray. And so those are the only two podcasts before this one that we're doing today. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to get some more experience with that. Hopefully there'll be more in the future.
Oh, definitely. It's Sean saying something. Go for it. It's oh crap.
No, I was just going to ask Jerry if he has any paranormal stories. That's always one of the subjects we try.
I was actually thinking about that, and I got it. And I like what you two do. Covering stories and cases that are related to paranormal. But I'll be perfectly honest with you. I tried to think of different incidents that happen in real life and the subject of paranormality. Would that be a right word? I mean, is that even?
It is now, I guess. I never heard of it. But...
Well, I couldn't think. I mean, aside from the Amityville legend, I couldn't think of any true stories that were related to anything paranormal from the top of my head. But I do want to point out that I did appear in not two, but three movies that have a paranormal feel to it.
Oh,
What were those 3 movies?
Okay, the first one was 13 Score. I played a supporting role in that about 11 years ago. The second one that I did was called Batshit, which is still in post production, and the third one is called Bathtub Shark Attack.
oh my God, that third one sounds amazing.
Yeah, that was filmed last year. So I did appear in some. I did work on some movies that have the paranormal subject to them.
I feel like somebody told me about Batshit. I don't know if that was you or somebody else I know.
The news about Batshit is going all over Pittsburgh.
Okay, so that's like a known thing then.
If you hadn't heard about that from me, you would have surely heard it from somebody else who's part of the filmmaking community.
Well, do you know Christine Mancini?
Yes.
Okay, it might have been from her maybe because we're good friends with her.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I like her. She rocks.
Oh yeah, she's cool.
She was awesome. Yeah, we all worked at Scare House together. That's how we all know Mancini.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. She had a supporting role in that, and I played the lead role in Batshit. This was my very first time playing the lead in a feature film, and I'd like to get more chances to be a lead in features. So, I'm hoping and praying that another opportunity like that will come soon. But Batshit is in post production right now, and filming has been going. Filming took, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years or so to get completed. And after we finished the majority of filming, then like several months down after that, the writer, producer, director said, I think this scene needs to be redone. I want to do an additional scene. It did start to get irritating after a while, but then I finally realized, it's probably for the best. I think we should trust everybody to know what they're doing.
Yeah. How often do this is a random question in regards to making a movie, how often even in independent films do reshoots happen? I'm sure you do the same scene over and over again to kind of get it perfect, quote unquote. How often does that happen?
With different people it depends. Yeah. With some people it takes I don't know, maybe 30 to 40 takes, but with me it since people started working with me, everybody says to me that everybody has said that that they're satisfied with me after, I don't know, maybe 5 takes or so.
It's pretty good.
And which is kind of funny because I'm terrible at memorizing lines. I'm very very slow at memorizing lines. I have to study and study and study.
Yeah, I can't do that. Sean can do that probably, but I can't.
You
got to let us know when that movie comes out, especially if you and Mancini are both in it. I'd like to come out and check it out.
Absolutely. And here's something else that everybody should know about Batshit. Not everybody, but 90% of people who are active in the Pittsburgh film community are in that. Once people found out, that Batshit was in pre-production, I wasn't told this, but I get the impression that so many people, contacted the writer, producer, director, who's Todd Wolfson, and said, "I want to be in this movie. I don't care what kind of role I want to. I don't care what kind of role I'm in. I don't care, how long I'm in. I don't care if I don't have any lights. I want to be in this movie." Yeah, everybody was really enthusiastic about it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Now, going back to the paranormal when it comes to how those 3 films had a paranormal feel, did you experience anything at Pickle Jar Antiques whenever you were on the set for Carver House? Any personal experiences?
I didn't get any paranormal feeling, but I like how I like how the storyline had a paranormal feel. I said to myself, this is the perfect location for to shoot any movie that has a paranormal themed story. So they chose the perfect place.
Oh, yeah.
We went back and investigated that place a few months later or whatever.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about that, but I can't remember the complete story.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah, we did some table tipping upstairs, which we had some pretty cool activity with that. I don't know if it translates on film as well, but like in person, you could tell like the table was moving.
Okay, hopefully
We
it will do that.
Yeah, we also had some other stuff where we were doing the Estes method, which is the thing with the headphones and the blindfold and that. And me and Mikey both had some stuff. Like when I was upstairs doing it, I thought one of the employees was walking around because I kept hearing somebody walk around. So I didn't really say anything. I
Cool.
was, so when I went
Yeah.
downstairs, Mikey went up. Everybody's downstairs. Mikey's like, somebody's walking around up here. Nobody was. And I was like, I kept feeling the same thing. Like, but I didn't know, I just thought it was somebody. So I didn't say anything about it. But we both had that experience, which was kind of cool.
Cool.
Oh yeah, and I had a crazy experience with Mikey and one of the girls that works there in Georgia in the basement. I think it was where the ramp starts, and I had a chair I was sitting in, and I had my little camcorder, and Mikey was kind of diagonal from me, holding his spirit box. He loves that thing, and our other the one girl Georgia was right across from me. And then whenever I was recording Mikey, all of a sudden you hear a loud bang like right in front of me, and Mikey's yelling, "Holy shit!" And I turn around and I see Georgia on the ground in like a fetal position. I think she like got pulled, and the side of her got bumped into one of the tables. Holy crap! That scared the hell out of me.
Oh, no doubt.
And my first
I'm sorry that I wasn't there.
and my first instinct was, we should probably get out of here. And Mike was like, yeah, or we can investigate. I'm like, or we can do that too.
Well, I don't know if you heard, Jerry, but that place burned down. Pickle Jar burned down.
I did learn about that. Yeah, I was really upset when I found that out.
I know, that place is so fun to go to, man.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like one of the very few like Hoarders episodes that never aired, and it's just fun.
Well, we had like a link to the building too, because like it used to be Blue Violet Cafe, and I rapped there at Blue Violet Cafe back in the day. And then Troy, who's another team member, he used to do shows there too. Like they have a stage there, so we didn't know that we both did shows there, but that's kind of cool,
Oh heck yeah, it's yeah, that definitely is probably one of the coolest places to go to. It's like it's in such like disarray, but you just love to walk around and explore the whole place. It's like you said, Jerry. It's a creepy atmosphere in there too, man.
Yeah, perfect place for a horror flick. It.
Oh man, how did you end up finding out about the Carver House? What were your connections to? Like, who'd you talk with in order to get a part for that one?
Okay, I believe I found out about the casting notice through a group on Facebook called, I believe it was the Pittsburgh Filmmakers Community, or maybe it was the Pittsburgh Entertainment Industry Networking. But it was one of those many groups on Facebook where you can post casting notices. It was one of those groups.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's what we were in an ad for Camera Guy, which me and Phil are actually supposed to go meet him on Friday, so hopefully it works out. But
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, man. You better live up to our expectations. That's all I got to say.
But we had a guy that he was from Philadelphia, but like traveling, and then he ended up like he took our footage. We never got it, so like we kind of got screwed over. So,
Oh, that sucks. I hate when people do that.
mhm.
Yeah, it was weird. There was kind of like a foreshadowing statement of what he said that was kind of basically like a hidden straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing. Because he kind of said to us, a lot of people don't like me. I'm like, who the hell would say something like that? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, then you put two and two together, and then bada bing, bada boom, he's gone.
Yeah, whenever
Sadly.
I guess you could say, whenever he said people didn't like him, you might. I'm pretty sure you might have gotten the impression like, that's weird. That.
Yeah.
What's up with that? And then once he did what he did, you probably thought to yourself, that explains it.
Yeah, like personality-wise, he was a nice guy, but people can act so well, so well. I mean,
Well, that's the thing too. Is like I don't think he really had any video experience. Like he told us he did, but like I know basic video experience, like how to frame somebody and this and that.
Right.
And, like
Yeah.
he's filming an intro for us, and half our heads are cut off. It's like I don't think you know what the hell you're doing.
People love to sauce themselves up whenever they're trying to get into a part of a group.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
exactly
No doubt.
what he did
Yeah.
to me. Is he a bad guy? Not at all. He's a cool dude. It's just, there's probably more than what we think. Which
Exactly.
Sean
Well,
would
like-
totally agree with it.
Like Jen was saying, like he just came from the door and been like, "Oh, it'd be cool to collab with you guys and just do a couple things and
Yeah.
that be that." But like he kind of let us on that we thought he knew more than he did. You know.
Right. Yeah. I don't like when people do that.
Oh man, has that ever happened with you, Jerry, while on like a film set where things just weren't how you thought they were going to be, kind of thing? So I'm sure there's some directors in
There
your
were a
life.
few. Yeah, there were a few incidents here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame too, man. Because it's like whenever you're trying to make your name known or something like
Exactly. Yeah.
that. And it's actually funny how you mentioned getting into the whole acting thing too. You reminded me of. I almost had an opportunity of. I don't know if you guys ever saw that Mindhunter TV show on Netflix.
Yeah. It was filmed here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. It's called Mine Hunters. It was basically about these criminal psychologists.
I heard the name,
Yeah.
but I didn't participate in that because I think that they were only allowing local people be extras, and I don't like to do extra work, to be honest.
Oh, dude, I was in high heaven, man. I almost had an opportunity if I didn't use all my PTO at work. My buddy George, he's the brother-in-law of one of my closest friends, and they had the whole casting call thing in Millville, I think is what it was, and they did the whole taking your measurements, and you had to give like a little few sentences on why you want to be a part of this or what have you.
Right.
And well, I didn't get the part. At least I didn't think I got the part. So then a couple days after that, my buddy George, he got a role in that film, and then he ended up texting me the one day like, "Dude, Phil, call me immediately." So I'm thinking like, "Oh crap, something's going on." So I call him. He's like, "Dude, please tell me you're free tomorrow or the next day." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, they need a security guard with a bald head," and I instantly remembered your name. I'm like, "Fuck."
Oh my god!
I was so mad, dude. I would have been on set.
Oh, I don't blame you. Yeah.
Oh, I should have been like, you know what, the hell with it. I'm fucking doing it.
Well, that's
I
that
don't
one
blame you.
that TV show that was filmed here. It was in Millville. The dude from Opie from Sons of Anarchy was in it. What the hell was that show called?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell the name is. I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
I can't remember.
Shit.
Was it The Outsiders? I know there's a movie called The Outsiders, but was the TV show called The Outsiders? Maybe?
There is a TV show called The
There is a
Outsiders.
TV show called The Outsiders.
Okay, because Phil, you know my buddy CD or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
CD's actually in it, and the thing is, the day that he went to go film it, he hit me up and was like, "Oh, I'm going to go, do this extra work or whatever. If you're trying to come out, I couldn't go." But the thing is, he's all tatted up. He has tattoos like head to toe, and he looks like scary looking. He's like 6'4", and he actually made it like in the film. Like he's one of the guys there was like a UFC type of fight, like a cage fight thing, and he actually drags the dude out of the cage that loses, and like that's really cool. And I could have like been there with him. That would have been pretty cool,
Oh man, dude, that's crazy.
Which I know a lot of people that are in that. What is that? Mayor of Kingston? Is that what's filming here? Or was just filming here? Ain't that what that show's called? Something like that.
The name sounds familiar.
I think that's what it is. It was on Netflix, and I know a lot of people that are like extras in that or whatever.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Now, I heard like being an extra is actually not as glamorous as people make it out to be. I heard you're just like chilling the whole friggin' time waiting for your movie.
Exactly. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah.
Oh man, how many times or how many extras parts did you have before you actually broke it into speaking parts?
Maybe one or two.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's crazy, man. What's your dream role? Like what's one character you would love to play? It's like it hasn't quite happened yet, or maybe it has.
Oh, lots to choose from. One thing that I've always wanted to do is to play a blind man.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's really cool.
And I don't care if it's in a drama or in a horror or a comedy. I've always wanted to actually, play, a man, who's completely blind.
That's nuts. You reminded me of that. I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Don't Breathe. The blind guy in that film.
That was a good movie.
Sounds familiar.
It's good. Check it out, man.
Yeah, I was thinking of Daredevil when he said that.
Well, that's one of the roles that I had that a dream role for me, and another is I've always wanted to play a police officer.
I can see you doing that. You have the look to it too, man. You really do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think it's like the bald head and kind of thing.
But I definitely do not want to have the same kind of body build that a lot of police officers have. I would prefer to be much fitter.
Dude, I've seen some big bodybuilding like cops. I'm like, you literally need to get a life. I have one random question to ask you, Jerry. How in the hell did you get the talent to move your eyes like that? I've always wondered.
What you mean, crossing only one eye?
Yeah, I tried to do that a couple of times. I'm
It
like, how
was.
the hell?
It's a natural talent for me, and
Yeah.
I didn't even know I could. I didn't even know I could do that until my mother told me. One day when I was 11, my mom and I were making each other laugh, and I did some weird shit with my eyes, and I didn't even know what the hell I was doing, and it took her by complete surprise. And that was when she let me know that I have the talent of being able to cross only one eye. I mean, I can also cross both eyes, but I can also do just one too.
Let's see an example.
Do it.
All right.
Yep. Oh, geez. Okay. That's weird. Oh my god, that's so
Awesome.
weird. That is actually cool, but holy crap.
Do you want the other eye?
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Oh Lord.
Is it in all the way?
Oh yeah.
I think so. Looks like it.
Is it in all the way now?
Dude.
Yeah.
To all
Reminds me
our-
of like Ripley's Believe It or Not or something.
No. I mean, I think that more people might have that talent than you would care to think. And it actually runs in the family. And I haven't been able to find any evidence of it coming from my dad's side, but it definitely came from my mom's side. Now, here's the thing. My mom had the ability to cross to cross both eyes, but she was never able to cross only one. But my aunt, which is her sister, can also cross only one.
That's
That
cool.
is really cool. Does it feel weird whenever you do it? Like, can you tell you're doing it, or?
Well, until my mom told me that I had that talent, I started looking at myself in the mirror and see, did I really do that? And then once I realized, how my eyesight was looking, and when I looked in the mirror, I said to myself, "Oh yeah, I know what she's talking about. Yeah, I am able to do that. Yes."
You could totally use that to wig somebody out of a situation. If someone's trying to screw with you, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, asshole, check this out." Oh, yeah.
I actually used that talent in Batshit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, what happened? I actually used that talent in two scenes for that. In one scene, my character is going on, a very strange ride in a limousine, and he starts to feel woozy and drowsy and completely out of his mind, even though he didn't really do any drugs or drink. But he starts to feel groggy and completely out of it, and then he just starts like bopping his head around, and then actually does that like this. Oh, and here's the other thing. In one of the other scenes for Batshit, there's a scene where my character's girlfriend puts a lobster right up to my nose, and I actually do the same thing with my eyes. I do this. I look at it, and I first this is what I do. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. So I after she puts the lobster up to my nose, I do this, and then.
That's cool.
That's hilarious, man.
So if there's any like known movie star you could work with, who would you like to work with?
You mean somebody who has like somebody who has like an attachable name? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. One person that comes to mind is Robert Davi.
Not sure who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either.
Okay, I believe he was in Goodfellas. He's had a pretty long career, but right now he's keeping a very low profile. But he's still working.
Okay.
And I actually had the honor of meeting him at the Steel City Comic Con back in December 2021. He was very, very nice.
That's awesome. I'm trying to remember like which photo that was, because I saw a lot of your photos from like your previous Comic-Con experience too. And which one was he? That's actually kind of a silly question because there's a ton.
He was wearing a black hat, and he had a scarf around his neck.
I remember that one. I do remember that.
That's Robert Davi. Yeah.
Oh, that's great, man. You've been to a lot of those. Sorry, go for it, John.
No, I was gonna say, would you like to do like a mafia type movie since you're talking about Goodfellas?
Sure. Yeah. I haven't had that kind of experience, so I say, yeah, if I'm given that kind of opportunity, I'd love to go for it.
That'd be cool.
I'm not sure if I could pass for like an Italian mafia guy, but
Your name could.
Yeah, it's true. That's true, man.
perhaps a German mafia guy or somebody who's Polish.
Have you had to speak in any like particular like accents for any of the roles that you've done, or?
Not for any of the roles that I did in the Pittsburgh indie film community, but whenever I was in high school, I was in a production of Stalag 17, and I played it German, and I actually had to talk with a German accent.
How'd that go?
It was a bit of a rocky beginning, but once I started practicing it, everything went perfectly well. I mean, I don't think I sounded perfect, but
Yeah.
the teacher said that he did notice a difference, and it was improving for the better. So that was good.
That's awesome, man.
Have you done any musicals before?
Yes, stage musicals in high school, and then in regional theater before I started moving into the indie film circuit.
Okay.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah,
See,
when
I always.
oh, go for it, Sean.
Now, when I was back in high school, I wish I would have did more theater. Like now I'm out of it. Like I wish going back then I would have done some theater stuff. Like I don't know, especially like I like musicals, and I've been going since my grandma used to take me when I was a little kid. Like I don't know. I guess I didn't like have the confidence as much in those days to be able to go on stage.
Yeah,
It does take guts, yeah, no doubt.
yes, that's where you guys are pretty good when it comes to that too. Because I couldn't never do something like I could stage fright. I even have a hard time singing in front of people. But
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I get stage fright often on myself,
Yeah.
and I know that sounds hard to believe since I have all all the experience. Well, not all the experience, but as much experience as as pretty much most people might not, but I do get stage fright at times. And I would, and speaking of theater, I would love to actually do theater again, but I would prefer to do more professional theater. I won't do community theater anymore.
yeah.
So, do you prefer like filming a movie, or do you prefer being like live?
I'm used to doing the movies, but I would like to do live theater sometime in the future, but not really sure where to find the opportunities for that.
I think I know a couple places actually. I know Carnegie Stage, which is I live in Heidelberg, so it's kind of by me. I know they do a lot of like local productions where they have auditions and stuff like that.
Okay, but that seems more like community theater.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but
That's cool though, man.
Mhm.
And I'm sure like obviously with your all this stuff you've acted in, could you see yourself being in like some like big name theater to where it's like released in theaters for a huge audience kind of thing, or do you?
I would love for that to happen, and I'll say one thing: a lot of the work that I've done definitely deserves to have that kind of status. Batshit being one of them.
I just love that name. That's really cool too, and I love those like cheesy type of films. It doesn't even have to be like a horror film too. It's just like just by looking at the title, you're just like, wow, this is gonna be so crazy. But
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Todd Wolfson. He's the writer and producer and director for Batshit, and he was the one who gave me the chance to be a lead player in a feature. So I'm hoping that once the final product of Batshit comes out, then some other other filmmakers in the indie film community will follow his lead and give me some more chances. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that.
for sure.
Dude, you should be like, hey, I have a buddy who has a bald head just like me. He wants to be a part of something, wink, wink.
You could be a stunt double, Phil.
Oh, that was
Might be. Yeah, the assistant director for Batshit actually found a guy who's bald just like me to be what's the word? Can't think of the right word. Not a stunt double, but he anytime that my character and my character's ghost had to face each other, The back of his head would always show
Like a stand-in or something.
Yeah, stand-in. Yeah,
Nice. That is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. We got it. We got a guy who was bald just like me to be a stand-in for me in case we needed to film the back of his head while they had to film my face. And he actually the back of his head looks almost purely identical to the back of my head, but the problem is that our faces don't match, and he's actually about a couple of inches shorter than I am. So, and I'm taller and thinner than he was.
That's funny. That's the cool thing about being like a guy like with being bald, because you can put like a whole line of like bald guys like facing away from it, and you're like, I can't tell you guys apart.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why I love it though, man. Yeah, it's I would love to be a part of something like that too, because obviously knowing you and knowing Mancini, and I don't know if you know who Jess Oler is. She's one of our good friends.
Oh yes, I've heard of her. Yeah, we were supposed to work on one project like some years ago, but the plan didn't work out. So hopefully another project will reunite us again soon.
How often do actual like films get scrapped? I mean, I'm sure that happens more frequently than people think.
It happens more than most people want to admit. I'm not entirely sure. I can't give you a rough number of times that it's done that, but it happens more often than we like to admit.
Yeah.
Now, would you ever want to be behind the camera, like a director, producer, or something like that?
I thought about it, but I'm so used to doing behind the scenes. I like to write.
Okay.
I like to help out with writing storylines, and I'm a whiz at one-liners. But the problem is I don't have the time and patience to actually sit down and write a complete script.
Yeah.
So I really commend people who actually do that. I have to give them a lot of credit for that. But I just don't have the time and patience for that. But I like to help with other writers. Come up with different lines of dialogue or different scenes or other types of elements. And like I said before, one-liners are one of my specialties. I love one-liners.
Oh man, what are some of your favorite one-liners? I'm curious.
Oh boy, lots to choose from. There were lots of great one-liners in The Golden Girls. You've seen that show, haven't you?
Oh,
my wife loves that show.
Yeah. There was one episode where Rose Nyland is telling one of her goofy stupid stories about what happened in her hometown of St. Olaf, and finally, after I don't know about 10 minutes into the story, finally Dorothy just says, Rose, we are going somewhere with this. I mean, if not, I'm going to cut out your tongue.
That show was actually pretty funny. I mean,
it was,
and
it was way ahead of its time too.
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna bring back some of these like classic comedies too, man. I just miss the formula of how they do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, like I'm a big fan of. I mean, this is really really old. The Munsters. That's one of my all-time favorite.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, just some of. I mean, it's such a friendly TV show, but it's freaking hilarious too.
I haven't seen the remake yet. The movie that came out. Rob Zombie.
I heard it sucked. Oh, I don't know. The thing is, they're like a director like Rob Zombie. I'm sorry, I love the guy to death, but it's just like stick with your brutal horror films. That's what I watch.
Well, I think he's had a lot of misses recently to begin with. Like I like some of his first couple films, but
yeah. Are you a Rob Zombie fan, Jerry?
I can't really say that I'm a fan.
He's a very hit or miss kind of guy. It's like you either love him or you hate him.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't like him. I'm just simply not a fan. That's all.
Oh, that's totally cool. Oh, and speaking of one-liners, this just reminded me. I'm sure you've seen the Naked Gun movies. I don't know if you've ever watched.
I think I have seen them. I just can't remember what exactly happened. But I do believe that I have seen some of them.
Some of the best one-liner jokes you'd ever hear in your entire life, dude. You gotta watch them, man. They are freaking hilarious. I'm sure, Sean, you've seen them too.
Or yeah, it's been a while, but I have.
It's just like you can. I like those types of films where, like, or even TV shows where you can incorporate at least one liners in like every situation you're in. You know.
Well,
Oh, I
Leslie
love that.
Nielsen
That would
used to
be
be in
excellent. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Was that Sean?
So Leslie Nielsen used to be in all sorts of stuff back in the day. You don't really see him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
much
he
these
was
days.
he was brilliant.
Mhm.
He actually was in a lot of serious stuff too. That was
Yeah,
before he
exactly. One serious film that he was in was that he played the captain in the disaster film The Poseidon Adventure.
Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember
That
that.
was a good movie. Yeah.
That was one of his few serious films.
And I think like he got into comedy because he was so unintentionally funny. It worked out so well for him because if you like
Oh
watch
yeah,
a lot
no
of his
doubt. Yeah,
films, he's never like trying too hard. He's just he just talks very like serious, but his delivery is just like genius.
He can always keep like a straight face too.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh god, I always cry every time I watch his movies because I'm laughing my ass off so much.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's funny as hell. And yeah, I don't know. And that's the cool thing with film too, because there's just like so much out there. Like once you like, dive into the nitty gritty of certain things, there's a lot of hidden gems out there, man. There really is. Like,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Shit, I was like, I never heard of half this crap. It's been around since even before I was born. You know?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man. Now, what can't you see yourself acting in? Like, what are some of the types of films that you're just like, not my thing?
Okay. That's a very very trick question too. I'm gonna have to think about that.
Is porn one of them?
Yeah, exactly. As a serious actor, I don't want to be involved with porn. I don't know why people are so obsessed with that.
I think it's just the visual.
Phil will take your spot, right, Phil?
Shut up. I think you're not wrong. No, but it's just like I think it's just like the visual stimulation of it. I don't know. It's just I mean, but then you watch some of them, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't want to be involved with that.
I honestly,
I don't. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think any serious actor would ever want to be involved with it.
I can actually name, and Sean's probably gonna laugh. It's like, how the hell would you know this? I can name one male actor that actually is in an actual Hollywood film. He actually, it was his first ever non-adult film that he's ever done. That actually got like an R rating. It's with Lindsay Lohan. It's called The Canyons.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his name is James Dean. Don't ask me why I know all this stuff. I get bored. Sure you do, Phil.
It's okay. I'm the same way. I know trivia that most people would give weird looks about. So I get where you're going on that. So keep talking.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, this is interesting. And then I read like the reviews of the film, and it's probably one of the worst movies ever made. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother watching that. I don't know. It just seems weird. Oh man.
Yeah. But another character that I've always wanted to play, and this is sort of connected with the subject of paranormality, and that is an angel trying to earn his wings. Always wanted to play that.
That would be cool. Yeah.
That's actually pretty awesome. I like the title too. That's awesome, man. Now, going back to like the whole paranormal thing, have you had any personal experiences outside of like, obviously with being on like certain like film like sets, they have like a paranormal feel to it, but like within your actual regular life, have you ever had anything paranormal happen to you?
Nothing exactly that happened in real life.
Okay.
You believe in the paranormal?
Hmm.
You can say no. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we don't care.
Let me put it this way: I haven't been able to witness anything that's paranormal, but I wouldn't doubt that that there are paranormal experiences that have happened. But the problem is that it seems if paranormal experiences do exist, they always happen whenever there are no witnesses.
Right.
I mean, is that a clear way to put it?
I wouldn't say always, but yeah, it does seem like a lot of stuff always happens off camera or something like that.
I mean, there are situations where like,
like there's more times you don't catch shit than you do catch it.
right, exactly. it's like the unexpected situation kind of thing. You could be in the middle of doing
Right,
something.
exactly.
And it's like, even if you actually, like, walk into a notorious haunted house, something could happen, but sometimes it could happen when you least expect it. You're like, oh, I didn't expect this to happen, but wait, I'm in a haunted location. But then you can go into a location that nothing ever has been recorded to happen, and then stuff just starts, and you're like, okay, you weren't prepared or anything.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's like, I think 99% of the stuff usually can be explained, but there is that
yeah.
1% that can't. And that's even like, I grew up like in a house that was haunted, and I lived there for 25 years. In those 25 years, maybe there's 5 things that happened in 25 years. Like, it doesn't happen every single day like people like claim it does,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man. And that's a really cool thing about, being in the paranormal field. I mean, hell, and it's also good to be a skeptic too, because I know people that nothing has ever happened to them, or something, or they
Right.
think nothing's ever happened to them. They just didn't realize that something was happening. You're like, well, maybe, I don't know.
That's kind of how you interpret stuff too. Just like,
yeah.
I don't know if Jerry, like, if you believe in psychics or not, but psychics go by that whole thing. Like, do you
Okay.
believe, like, especially when it comes to horoscopes? I'm not a big believer in horoscopes. Everybody knows that about me. But like, because you can be like, I'm Capricorn, but say like I go reading a Taurus horoscope, I can make whatever that says pertain to me too. It's just how your outlook on
Right.
stuff,
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's the cool thing too. It's just, Sean can also agree with this too. It's good to be skeptical about certain things, because you can have something just happen, like, right in your peripheral vision. You're like, nah, that's just too coincidental,
Well, I give people in our team a hard time all the time. Like,
it's
like,
good
even
though.
with like Jen the other day, like I was like, because we left, we were in West Virginia. My birthday was last Wednesday, and we went to West Virginia for the weekend to Harper's Ferry, which is a really haunted town. And when we left to go get something to eat, like the door was locked in the back, which there's like a door that goes onto the sun porch in the back and then into the bathroom. So it would be cold if you left that door open. Like, we're not going to leave this door open on purpose,
Right.
And we got back and the door was open, and Jen was like, oh, and I was like, it could just be like the door wasn't closed. Like, not everything's paranormal. Like, I always tell her that shit.
Right.
And then,
Yeah.
but it was weird.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Oh man. Now, Jerry, like, obviously with, like, acting and stuff, have you ever had to like travel to do some of these types of roles that you've been in, or is it just strictly kind of in around this area?
I've actually extended my horizons to cities outside of Pittsburgh. I've gotten into contact with a couple of filmmakers up in the Erie area, and
Cool.
I also did one project in Youngstown, and then I did a few around the Cleveland area. So I get around regionally.
That's awesome, man.
Is there a
I don't-
dream location you'd like to go to?
Hmm. You mean like a location to film someplace where I've never been before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't really think of anything too specific, but I think it would be kind of cool to travel to Nashville for a film, or maybe travel to. I know this is going to sound kind of crazy, but anywhere in the state of Indiana.
Well, that'd be kind of cool. Hey, it's just nice to be able to broaden your horizons like that too. And
Exactly.
it brings you out of your comfort zone too, man. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, and I've always wanted to travel somewhere to Texas.
Texas. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I actually work in some locations in Texas as well, so I kind of have.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, I've never actually been there.
Right.
But
I've been to their airport, but I was
I'd
only there
also
for like
like-
a connecting flight.
Yeah, I'd also like to work find an opportunity to work on a film somewhere, maybe in Florida. That is not during the hurricane season.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, those poor people down there, man. I'm like, why would you want to live there? Shit's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, we always talk about
I
moving to
sometimes
New
wonder
Orleans.
about that
Yeah.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just go by the philosophy. If you like a certain state, because it's like by like some body of water, you'll do whatever you can to stay there. Even if God decides to ruin your day for a day. No offense.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool though, man.
Yeah, me and Jen plan on moving to New Orleans someday, which they're infamous for hurricanes down there.
Oh,
I was
dude.
just going to say New Orleans. That's where Hurricane Katrina occurred.
Yeah, there was another one too. I don't remember what the name was, but it wasn't that long ago because like I've been to New Orleans twice. I got engaged in New Orleans, and then last year for Jen's 40th birthday, we went to New Orleans, and the Airbnb or bed and breakfast we stayed at, they had a different hurricane. I want to say a couple years before, like after Katrina, but they said they had like water up to like their front door, and it wasn't from Katrina; it was a different hurricane. So,
Jeez.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to experience that.
Oh God, no. And that's been happening a lot more recently too, man. It's nuts. I mean, especially with like the winter weather being, it's ugly stuff that it has. I mean, I'm sure you remember, about a week and a half ago with that damn Arctic blast that came
Oh
in.
yeah,
that was terrible.
Oh God.
hey, don't get too comfortable because it's sure to come back. We still got the entire month of January and February and the early part of March to get through. So
It's supposed to be like 55 though coming up this week, I think. So.
Whoop whoop. Yeah.
like I said before, don't get too comfortable.
Well, at least look at it this way too, man. If you end up filming a movie that requires like a nice winter setting, you won't have to worry about them creating it. You can just use the natural that comes.
Exactly. That's one of the things that I really love about that, and a perfect place for a winter setting with all kinds of stuff would be anywhere that's close to the Great Lakes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
That would be a perfect location for a winter setting.
Nice. Have you ever been outside the U.S. before? Or?
Outside the U.S., yeah, I've only been to 2 countries though, and those 2 are Canada and France.
Oh, what's France like?
I would say France is like a much older version of America. I mean, it's rich in culture, but of course, a lot of the buildings are built differently, and people always try to find some way where they could use their vehicles as little as possible. But I think that's pretty much how it is in all of Europe, and France, I can't speak for every country in Europe, but with France, there's in the cities where I went to. I mean, you can always try to walk someplace, and you don't have to necessarily have to drive anywhere. I mean, for the majority of the time, if you wanted to, go to a grocery store or go to a restaurant or anything like that, you could just walk. You could just walk a distance. You don't necessarily have to drive.
Dude, that's actually awesome, man. Oh yeah, that's cool though, dude. I had never been outside the U.S. before, but one of these days it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've been to Mexico and Jamaica.
Yeah, I'll be perfectly honest.
And Canada too.
I don't think I'd want to travel into Europe currently. Maybe after a couple of years, but Europe's having just as much of their problems as America's having here.
Oh, exactly, dude. Yeah. See, my main thing is I still have a bit of a phobia of flying, even though I flew recently to Las Vegas, like last year. So,
well, this is the way I see it. I don't think that we should be afraid to, fly across country. Like, we really shouldn't be afraid to, fly to the Pacific states or to Canada, because we're flying over land. So there's really no need to have a reason to have a fear of flying. Now, flying over the ocean, that's something that you should probably be a little concerned about. So I'm not saying that the people who have a fear of flying are what's the word I'm looking for, or chicken shits or anything like that. I'm just saying, flying over land, you really shouldn't worry too much about. Now, but if you're flying over the ocean, that's something that can be understandably fearful. So
Yeah.
I get where they're going on that.
oh heck yeah, man.
So, do you have anything else coming up? Any other films that you're shooting or anything like that?
I did. Well, I don't want to put too much all out in the open, but I'm still looking for as many opportunities as possible. I'm sure that something will come up soon. And I finished doing a feature which has a paranormal flavor to it. It's called Bathtub Shark Attack. They're hoping to have a premiere sometime in February of March of this year, I believe. I don't know if you heard about it.
I haven't, no.
Oh no, that sounds cool though.
Okay, that was made by a company called Necro Shark Films, and the founder and writer, producer, director of that is Madeline Deering.
Oh, okay, there we go. That's awesome, man. I like the name of it too, man. That's cool.
It's about this apartment building that is what's the word I'm looking for? But in this apartment building, there's a very strange spirit that's in the shape of a shark.
Yeah,
and it's constantly it constantly comes around and terrorizes people and even kills people whenever people take baths. So every time a person in that apartment building takes a bath, this weird shark spirit will come up and kill them.
This sounds so insane.
I like the B-rated horror movies and that.
They're fun.
So this young couple who are down on their luck decide to move into this apartment because they had a good bargain with it. So once they move in, they start hearing about all these different weird things happening, and then one guy warns them, leave, you should get out of here, because if you stay, it'll end up being your tomb.
Oh man, that's funny. I just love the name. It reminds me of Sharknado for some reason.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
The trailer for Bathtub Shark Attack can be found on YouTube right now if you want to check it out.
I think it will. That sounds really cool.
Yes. Yeah, the film company's called Necro Shark Films. And I was given an opportunity that I've always wanted to do, and I'd love to have that opportunity again. I actually had the opportunity where I was actually able to cry on the film.
Wow.
I've always wanted to do that.
Oh, that's amazing. And just to be able to conjure up that emotion right on cue was pretty impressive.
Yeah, the trouble is I'm not an emotional.
I think I found the trailer here.
Did you?
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah. There's two different ones. There's one that's trailer 1 or trailer 2.
Okay, try the latest one.
Okay, trailer 2.
Not the earlier one, but the latest one.
Okay, yeah. Hold on 1 second. I got to share my screen.
Oh.
Thank you, whoever said to have a fun live stream.
That was Karma.
Oh, hey, Karma, miss you.
I couldn't tell since it says Facebook user.
All right, let's see here.
Oh, here it comes.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
This bathroom, it's beautiful.
Yes, the bathroom is very nice. And water is free. So take as many baths as you'd like.
We'll take it.
Oh, good. You'll be so happy here.
No.
That's Jerry.
Leave right now before it gets to you. Why? If you stay here, it'll be your tomb. You understand? Your tomb.
You sleep okay the rest of the night?
Oh yeah, I slept like a baby.
You kind of scared me last night. You don't remember? Like 3 a.m., you were drawing a bath for some reason? It's okay. You ain't getting me this time, you fuck.
Oh my god. Stop the duckies.
She told me about this girl.
in the other apartment. She went missing.
And they found blood all around the tub, but they didn't find her body.
It's just so nice to have some fresh, happy faces around here. So I figured I'd come on in and extend my welcomes.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Every clog fears Bill Thummer.
Nice. That's awesome. Oh my god. Oh damn, all right.
Man, I really need to take a bath right now.
I'm scared.
I'll just take a bath and then I'll call the cops.
That was fantastic.
That's amazing.
That was good.
So what do you think?
Dude,
That's amazing.
that was awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was only needed for maybe 2 or 3 scenes, but it was all worth it.
Oh, dude, that was,
And
that was great.
and Maggie Fearing says that she says the movie is looking fantastic, and she's hoping for she's hoping for everything to be done by the month of May, and she's hoping to do a premiere at the Mark theaters. So, but like I said before, nothing is set in stone. Things might change later on. She also said that my scene might possibly be her favorite scene. So she's more than happy about that. So that's good.
That's cool.
But that was one of the first films I was in where I actually had to cry on film, and I really enjoyed doing that. I want to do more of that.
Did the washing machine kill? Just the fact that it sucks you in. That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life on film, dude. That was amazing.
Do you have any questions about any specific scenes on that?
Not. I mean, I'm sure like the creativity. Was it tough to do some of the actual gore scenes? Like, was it? I mean, obviously prosthetics. I'm sure really took a.
I wasn't involved for any of the scenes where I had to get bloody, so I didn't have to worry about that. They were able to to get it like a.
So you're saying that wasn't you that got sucked into the washing machine?
Oh
no, not me personally. No.
Oh man.
Well, in case I know this is kind of spoiling it, but in that movie, I play a guy who's devastated because his son got killed by that shark spirit that's in the bathtub, and so he's devastated. He's crying over that, and then suddenly he hears his son's voice, and then he follows it over to the washing machine, and he wants to try to save his son who he thought was dead, and so of course that happens. That's not too much of a spoiler, is it?
Oh no. I'm one of those guys that will actually read the ending of a film online before I actually watch it, because I like to read it and I like to see it, and seeing it's like, oh my god, this is actually much better.
I will not tell you the ending altogether for that film. I'm just I'm just telling you about my scenes.
I can't wait to watch it, man. That trailer was incredible, absolutely incredible.
So, is there anything else you'd like to promote, Jerry?
Yes. In case you're wondering, the trailer for Batshit is also up to it. And in case you're wondering, the name of the production is Just Buried Entertainment. It was founded by Todd Wolfson. If you on YouTube, if you type in Batshit Just Buried Entertainment, you'll be able to find that too.
At all? I'll see if I can find it.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, it's It's less than a minute.
Okay.
And that's another film. That's another film that has, the paranormal feeling to it.
Batshit by who?
Just Buried Entertainment.
Just Buried.
I love the dude.
I have a couple here. We have the teaser trailer. Is that the one you're talking about here?
Is there more than one teaser trailer?
There's one that's 4 minutes long. There's one that's 54 seconds long.
The one that's 54 seconds is the latest one.
Okay, yeah. All right, hold on. I got
There
it.
better be bats in this, man. Here it comes. I just like the name Batshit. It's like amazing.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be sure to let Todd Wolfson know about that next time I talk to him.
Heck yeah, man.
There it is.
Let's see the gut. Nice. Oh, okay.
You got me going crazy, I don't know what I'm gonna do. 'Cause I'm batshit. Batshit crazy. You got me going crazy, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
There's some bats for you, Phil.
Ah, there it is.
That's cool.
Oh my god. That was fantastic. Oh man, it was more cleaner too. I noticed that trailer.
Oh
was
yeah,
a
the
lot
video
more
quality was
polished.
really nice for sure.
Oh, cool. Well,
Oh, yeah.
here's the thing: the bathtub shark attack. Maddie wanted that to have like an outdated B movie feel to it. So that's why the film quality didn't seem to be as updated as the one for Batshit. So the quality for Bathtub Shark Attack was actually done on purpose.
I love it, man. Damn, I gotta get into this stuff.
Well, unless there's anything else, Jerry, we're glad to have you on.
Oh,
yeah,
sure,
man.
it's an honor to be here.
Hopefully, you come back sometime.
Absolutely. Once you decide when you'd like for me to return, just let me know, and I know we can come up with a plan.
All right, sounds good.
Hell yeah,
Thanks
brother.
for coming on, man. Hope you have a good night.
Pleasure is all mine.
My man, it was awesome, brother.
Thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can find us here, and here, and here. Don't forget, everybody needs a little bump in the night.